All praises to Ahia and Ahia alone. For Ahia alone is our master, alone is our savior, alone is our redeemer, and alone is our king. Yada Haya. This is Brother Holly with the second Word of Truth broadcast here on the Ahia House channel, as well as the House of Ahia channel on this set apart Sabbath day. First and foremost, as always, like to give all glory, praise, and honor to Ahia and Ahia alone. For Ahia alone is our master, alone is our savior, alone is our redeemer, alone is our king. He alone establishes us as his righteous people. Yada. Hiya. Now, in the second broadcast, we're going to go back to Ezekiel chapter 14, and we're going to speak on the subject of personalized righteousness and its value to you as a follower of Ahia in these troubled times. Let's go. We'll be reading from the Learned Paleo Hebrew Torah, Lashon Kodash, Holy Tongue, Yashahai Bible Scriptures. And before we go on any further, I'd like to make a minor correction from the first broadcast. I announced in the first broadcast that I'll be sharing with everyone the first brush of the cover art for the upcoming Word of Ahia to the 12 Tribes Scattered Precept version. When I attempted to post the file to the first broadcast and use it as the cover for the presentation, it was too big by 0.2 megs. It was 0.2 megs over the YouTube limit for size of an image, so I was unable to post. I tried, changing its formatting. I tried putting it in different programs. None of it worked. So I make the apology, and I'm in the process now trying to figure out a way to let you all see it. Maybe I'll talk to the illustrator and get him to take some things out of it to make it just a teeny bit smaller as a file, so we can use it going forward. All praises. Turn, if you would, again back to Ezekiel chapter 14, and let's start reading at verse 12. We left off at verse 11. Let's just pick up where we left off in the first broadcast in verse 12, because the subject has changed. There's two main points brought out in Ezekiel chapter 14. The first main point, as we went over in the first broadcast, is get that idol out of your heart. Because that idol in your heart, you know which one I'm talking about. I'm talking about good old JC. Make JC the Lord of your life and invite him into your heart. Yeah, the old stand at the door and knock guy. He's the idol in your heart. And Ahia said, if you got an idol in your heart and a stumbling block before your face, he is going to be estranged from you, and he will destroy you post haste. He'll make an example out of you, which that is something you don't want. You do not want, I don't want, none of us want Ahia to make an example out of us. So, and we're going to see him making a point here in the second phase or portion of Ezekiel 14. He's going to talk about when he does send judgment, that your particular righteousness that you possess yourself, that is a generation of the righteousness of your life, will deliver you. And my particular righteousness will deliver me. Others may not be delivered, and it's not transferable to another. I can't be righteous for someone else, even a son or a daughter. So this whole concept in the New Testament of imputed righteousness, i.e., JC being righteous in your behalf and you being able to receive of his righteousness, is poppycock. Ezekiel 14 blows it out of the ocean. Two things Ezekiel 14 does is destroys the invite JC into your heart dogma and receive righteousness from him dogma. Both of those are just poppycock, okay? They're just false doctrines pushed on us by the heathens to deceive us and keep us away from Ahia. All praises. Now, Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 12. Let's go. The word of Ahia came again to me, saying, Son of Adam, when the land sins against me by trespassing grievously, Then will I stretch out my hand upon it, and will break the staff of the bread thereof, and will send famine upon it, and will cut off man and beast from it. So Ahiah is saying when the people in the land are just locked up in sin, just worshiping idols, just treating each other ugly, participating in rampant sin. Ahiah said, I'm gonna send famine, I'm gonna send a sword, I'm gonna send pestilence. Heck, right now in America, one coast is flooding and the other coast is freezing. I am fortunate. All praise to Ahiah. I live in the sweet spot. I live down here in Central Florida on the East Coast. It's 81 degrees today. All praises. But if I was up in New York, Connecticut, Delaware, in places like that, it would be freezing cold, full of snow. Or if I was on the West Coast, in California, Oregon, Washington State, it's pouring down rain and mudslides, floods. Ahiah is judging this place. But as we're going to see in a moment, even in the midst of judgment, he will not bring that judgment upon you if you're righteous. Let's go. Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 13 again. Son of Adam, when the land sins against me by trespassing grievously, then I will stretch out my hand upon it and will break the staff of the bread, that's famine, and I will send famine among it and cut off man and beast. Though these three men, Noah, Daniel, and Job, were in it, they should deliver but their own souls by their righteousness, saith the sovereign Ahiah. Will you highlight? He's using three righteous men, Noah, Job, and Daniel, to illustrate a point. When the land and the people in the land are sinning grievously and he sends a plague, Ahiah is not going to plague the righteous with the unrighteous. That poppycock from the New Testament, talking about it rains on the just and the unjust. See, that's bull crap. Ezekiel 14 makes sure you understand that that's bull crap. It doesn't rain on the just and the unjust. Quite the contrary. It rains grievously on the unjust, but the righteous will be delivered in the midst of it. Let's continue. I'll read it again, verse 13. This is Ezekiel 14:13 again. Son of Adam, when the land sins against me by trespassing grievously, then will I stretch out my hand upon it and will break the staff of bread thereof and will send famine upon it and will cut off man and beast thereof. Though these three men, verse 14 is key. Ezekiel 14:14. Though these three men, Noah, Daniel, and Job, were in it, they should deliver their own souls by their righteousness, says the sovereign Ahiah. If I cause noisome beasts to pass through the land, this is Ezekiel 14:15, and they spoil it. So he's sending beasts now. He's sending lions like he did in 1 Kings. He's sending locusts. He's sending wolves. He's sending bears. They got bear attacks going on. I believe it's in California. It's in California or Alaska, I'm not sure. But people being attacked by bears. Bear attacks on the rise. There were bear attacks on the rise a couple of years ago up in the Panhandle of Florida. Bears were just running amok in neighborhoods in North Florida. Not just raiding trash cans. No, they were attacking people. Killing their dogs, attacking people. Ahiah will raise up the animals against you. He ain't playing with nobody. I'll read it. Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 15. If I cause noisome beasts to pass through the land, and they spoil it, so that it be desolate, that no man may pass through because of the beasts. Verse 16. Though these three men were in it, as I live, says Ahiah, they shall deliver neither sons nor daughters. They only shall be delivered, but the land shall be desolate. Will you highlight? Once again, that concept, that lying proverb from the New Testament, spoken by out of the lying mouth of your idol shah, Noshua, JC, whatever. It rains on the just and the unjust. No, it don't. No, it don't. Ahia said, if the northern if beasts are running rampant through the land, the righteous within the land will be spared. They won't be able to spare their children. If their children wicked, their children gonna get hurt. If their daughter wicked, she gonna get hurt. If their son wicked, he gonna get hurt. But if they are righteous, they'll be delivered. Most High is not going to cause any harm to come to the righteous ones. Let's continue. I'll read verse 16 again. Though these three men were in it, as I live, says the sovereign high, they shall deliver neither sons nor daughters. They only shall be delivered, but the land shall be desolate. Or if I bring a sword, just talking about war, upon that land, and say, sword, go through the land, so that I cut off man and beast from it. Give me my first time out. Who's doing the killing? Ahia sent the sword. Ahia said, sword, go through the land, kill him. He said, I did that. I'll read it again. And I point things like this out to you, children, because once again, this is some good old detoxification from that joint you've been smoking called the New Testament. You're sober enough today. Congratulations. Put that bottle down and put that crack pipe of the New Testament down. You've been sucking on that crack pipe for too long. I sucked on it too. I'm a recovering addict of the New Testament. There's a lot of recovering addicts of the New Testament. But thanks be to Ahia and Ahia alone that he sobered me up. And I'm trying desperately to sober you up. So let's get sober. Ezekiel 14:17. Or if I bring a sword upon the land and say, sword, go through the land, so that I cut off man and beast from it. Do you notice he took complete and utter total credit for the sword? He didn't say the devil did nothing. So that lie, again, another lie from the New Testament, that the thief cometh not but to steal, kill, and destroy. Who's he calling the thief? Ahia? Man, that'd be a good teaching coming up. Who's the thief? Who's the real thief? Wow. Verse 18, Ezekiel 14 chapter 18 verse. Though these three men were in it, as I live, says the sovereign high, they shall deliver neither sons nor daughters, but they only shall be delivered themselves. It's making sure you understand. I ain't playing with you. He wants you to understand this concept. You need to be righteous for you. You can't be righteous for nobody else. And nobody can be righteous for you. You can't transfer your righteousness to somebody else, no matter how much you want to. I don't know a parent yet that don't want their children to be okay. Unless you just somehow hate your children, which I think is mind-boggling. I love my two boys. Sons, if you're out there, I love you. And if I could, I would make sure they wouldn't be hurt by nothing. But I can't save them. It says right here, if the sword come through the land, they living wicked, they're gonna suffer for that. No matter how much I pray, no matter how much I want it. No, they gotta go. It has to be this way, because Ahia wrote this. He spoke this by the mouth of his prophet. This is how it really is, and he don't change. He don't change. So you can put whatever righteous person's name in there you wish. The example was Job, Noah, and Daniel. But hopefully we can put your name in there. Hopefully I can put my name in there as the righteous one who will be delivered. Because you don't want to be the wicked people that are going to be destroyed. There's only two groups. The wicked that be destroyed by the judgments of Ahia, and the righteous that are spared from the judgment. Oh, praises. I'll read it again. Ezekiel 14:18. Though these three men were in it, as I live, said the sovereign high, they shall deliver neither sons nor daughters, but they only shall be delivered themselves. Underline, they only shall be delivered themselves, or however it's rendered in your book of scriptures. Verse 19, or if I send a pestilence into the land and pour out my fury upon it in blood, to cut off from it man and beast. I have sent a pestilence now. A bloody pestilence. Ebola. You ain't seen horror till you seen somebody suffering from Ebola. You're bleeding from every orifice in your body. It's like you're hemorrhaging from within. Everywhere. Your eyes bleeding, your mouth bleeding, your nose bleeding, everywhere bleeding. Yeah. You don't want that. Ezekiel 14:19. Or if I send a pestilence into the land and pour out my fury upon it in blood, to cut off from it man and beast. Though Noah, Daniel, and Job were in it, as I live, says the sovereign High, they shall deliver neither son nor daughter. They shall but deliver their own souls by their righteousness. Ahia ain't saying, look, I just like them. I'm saving them because I just like them. No, their righteousness saved them. Read the book of Daniel. You don't have to wait for the word of Ahia to the 12 tribe scatter precept version to come out and look at Daniel. You can read it in your standard King James. It says in your standard King James that Daniel knew that he was being delivered from the lions because of his cleanliness of his hands or his righteousness. He was innocent. He said, ain't no blood on my hand. I'm innocent. I was delivered because of the cleanliness of my hands. David talked about being delivered by the cleanliness of his hands. You and I need to be delivered by the cleanliness of our hands. Quit waiting to be made righteous by somebody else. Start doing that which keeps you righteous, which is following Torah. Hold your place in Ezekiel 14. We got to read it. I thought I knew this one off the cuff. I should have looked it up first. Where it says in Torah and Deuteronomy, it is our righteousness to keep the commandments. I'll quote it. I was going to read it to you. But where I thought it was, I think it's Deuteronomy 6:25. I'll give it one more shot. I'm doing this from memory. Children, forgive me. Doing this from memory. Children, forgive me. It is Deuteronomy 6:25. Turn to Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 25. At first I thought it was Deuteronomy 4:25, but it was 6:25. All praise to High for stimulating my spirit. And it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before High, our Almighty Hayah, as he has commanded us. So it's no mystery what you and I need to do in order to be righteous in the eyes of Ahia. It's real simple. Keep his commandments, the things he told us to do, like remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. You know who I'm talking to. You Torah only brethren who refuse to keep the 7-day Sabbath. It is our righteousness to do what he commanded us to do. And it's the 4th commandment. Just saying. And it's a sign that you're in covenant with the Almighty Hayah himself. Ahia is his name. Oh, praises. I digress. Point being, Deuteronomy 6:25. It is our righteousness to keep the commandments and do them. And it says here that your righteousness will be able to deliver your soul alive It won't be, it's not transferable to your children. No matter how much you wish it was. It's not. Your children got to keep the commandments too if they want to live. Your son, your daughter, your grandbaby, your favorite nephew, they got to keep the commandments in order to live. If not, they're going to suffer with the wicked. You don't want to suffer with the wicked, and you don't want them to suffer with the wicked. So, what can you do? You can do what I'm doing right now. You can say it loud and proud to your children. Like I'm saying it right now to mine. Sons, keep the commandments and live. Don't suffer. Keep your hands clean, my sons, and serve a high out of joyfulness of heart, for the abundance he has given us. All praises. Do that, and hopefully your children will take heed and live. All praises. I read verse 20 again. Though Noah, Daniel, and Job, this is Ezekiel 14 and 20. Though Noah, Daniel, and Job were in it, as I live, saith the sovereign high, they shall deliver neither son nor daughter. Like I said, ain't no imputed righteousness. You don't get to be righteous for somebody else, and no one else gets to be righteous for you. You got to keep the commandments in order to be considered by a higher righteous. They shall deliver neither son nor daughter. They shall but deliver their own souls by their righteousness. For thus saith the sovereign high, verse 21. This is Ezekiel 14:21. For thus saith the sovereign high, how much more when I send my 4 sore judgments upon Jerusalem, the sword, and the famine, and the noisome beast, and the pestilence, to cut off from it man and beast. Yet behold, therein shall be left a remnant that shall be brought forth, both sons and daughters. Behold, they shall come forth unto you, and you shall see their way and their doings, and you shall be comforted concerning the evil that I have brought upon Jerusalem, even concerning all that I have brought upon it. He said, look, it's not just going to be those 3, okay? The remnant are going to join Job. They're going to join Daniel. They're going to join Noah in being righteous. How? We just read it in Deuteronomy 6:25. The remnant is going to be obeying the commandments. He said right here in this verse, you're going to see their ways and what they're doing. And you're going to be comforted by it. Hopefully some of you are being comforted right now that you know that there are people like myself and others out here keeping the commandments. Living righteous before higher. And living unashamedly righteous before him. Because why, child? Why you just bragging, you just boasting. If I'm boasting in the highest goodness. He told me what to do to be righteous. I just read it to you. I'll go back and read it to you again. Holy place. We're coming back one last time. But I got to read this to you. Don't be stiff-necked today. Please, 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 I'm begging you, don't be stiff-necked. It ain't time to be stiff-necked, children. Ahai is bringing his judgments upon the earth. Like I told you earlier in this broadcast. One coast is freezing, the other coast is flooding. He got bears killing folk. You got people and these hypocrite Christians. Boy, they hypocrites. And this is an aside. 23 minutes, thank you for your patience. 24 now. But this is an aside. Them hypocrites, Christians, here in America, they had the audacity to fly across the oceans to kill some people who are persecuting Christians. I mean, did they read? I mean, I'm like your idol shot now. I'm asking how you read. He asked him in Luke 10, how you read. He said in Matthew 5, love your enemies. Bless them that persecute you. Bless and curse not. Nuh-uh. That ain't what America doing. You persecute somebody who believed in him, we kill him. We don't care what he said, we kill him. and they feel righteous in doing it. This ain't the this ain't the 2nd century AD. This ain't the days of the Crusades, child. You can't be just flying all over the world killing people just because they don't believe what you believe. Well, they killed them, and did not they say if you seek to save did not your idol Shah say if you seek to save your life, you'll lose it, but if you lose your life for his sake, you'll find it. If he was telling the truth, if you truly believe what he said, you wouldn't be trying to stop these Nigerian Christians from being killed by them terrorists. You wouldn't try to stop it. Why? Because heaven gonna be full of these Nigerian Christians. If what he said was right, they losing their life on him. I don't think it's wise, because I think he's nothing but an idol, which we proved over and over again, and we talked about in the first broadcast. But if for the sake of argument, if he was truly who he said he was, and what he said is true, they fine. All them Nigerian Christians that killed. If the claims of the New Testament are so, which they're not, but which for the sake of this discussion, we'll say, we'll hypothesize if they fine. What are you worrying about? They're in heaven. They walk on the streets of gold, all that good stuff. Mm-hmm. You must not believe it. You must not believe it at all, because you're flying halfway around the world to go kill some people who attack them in the name of your idol. Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 25 again. And it shall be our righteousness if we observe all these commandments before Ahia, our Almighty Hayah, as he hath commanded us. Back to Ezekiel chapter 14. Verse 22 again. Yet behold, therein shall be left, speaking of Jerusalem, there shall be left a remnant that shall be brought forth, both sons and daughters. Behold, they shall come forth unto you, and you shall see their way and their doing. And you shall be comforted concerning the evil that I have brought upon Jerusalem, even concerning all that I have brought upon it. Again, he's taking full, utter, total credit for the pestilence. Full, utter, total credit for the beast eating you. Full, utter, total credit for the famine. Full credit for it all. He's taking full credit for the planes crashing. He's taking full credit for the volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, killing folks, floods, snow, everything. Tornado. He takes full credit. I do all these things. Ezekiel 14:23, and they shall comfort you when you see their ways and their doings. When you see the righteous being delivered because of their particular individualized righteousness, when you see that take place, you're going to be like, oh, I get it. Okay, that's what I should be doing. It works. See, what we do over here in Tanakh only land, no Bahashimi, it worked. If you live righteous, you won't have nothing to fear. They can stick you in line then, you say. And they say, are you in there, brother? How? The next day, with a lamenting voice, are you in there, brother? Here I is. Here I is. My hands clean. Most High sent one of his angels down here and closed them lions' mouth. If he did it for Daniel, he'll do it for any righteous man or woman. All praise it. But your righteousness doesn't get transferred to your children. Children got to act right on their own accord. Mine too. Verse 23 again, this is the last verse. Thank you for your patience. Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 23. And they shall comfort you when you shall see their ways and their doings, and you shall know that I have not done without cause all that I have done in it, says the sovereign Ahia. closed the book. He said it clear. Look, I don't just do things by happenstance. If you're living wicked, I'm going to punish you. I'm going to destroy you. It was in the first broadcast, it's in the second one. But when I'm carrying out the judgments on the wicked, if you're living righteous before me, and what is righteousness? Keeping the commandments, according to Deuteronomy 6:25. If you're keeping the commandments and living up to the standard, your ways and your doings are acceptable in a high sight. He will spare you from destruction. He will spare you in the midst of trouble. He will spare your life and the life of your seed if they do it as well. All praises to a higher and a higher alone. For higher alone is our master, alone is our savior, alone is our redeemer, and alone is our king. He will deliver you in the times of trouble if you're righteous. Yada. Hiya.